Maranello, 2 a.m. The lights in the wind tunnel never go off. While the world sleeps, Ferrari's engineers are doing something they haven't done in years, building a car that the rest of Formula One cannot understand. 7 upgrades, hidden in plain sight at a filming day in Monza, quietly loaded onto the SF-26 before Miami. And here's the question nobody in the paddock wants to answer out loud. Is Ferrari no longer chasing the field, but leading it? Because McLaren's technical director just admitted he's studying them. Red Bull quietly built their own version of Ferrari's most radical idea, and the FIA had to sit down and talk to Maranello before a single lap was turned in anger. This isn't just an upgrade package. This is Ferrari drawing a line in the sand. Let's go back to Bahrain testing. Charles Leclerc exits the pit lane. The rear wing does something no one has ever seen on a Formula One car. The flap doesn't just open, it rotates 200 degrees, fully upside down, like it's doing a dance move. The paddock named it immediately, the Macarena Wing. Within hours, every team principal had their engineers on the phone. Within days, rival teams were filing technical queries with the FIA, quietly questioning whether it was even legal. It was. Ferrari had already checked. But the Macarena Wing is just upgrade number 1, because Ferrari didn't arrive in Miami with one trick, they arrived with 7. And each one tells a different chapter of the same story. A story about a team that has spent the last 3 years rebuilding not just their car, but their entire engineering philosophy. Upgrade 2, the support pylons on the rear wing, redesigned, no longer just structural, now aerodynamic, actively reshaping the airflow that feeds the rear wing from below. Wider, deeper, built to handle what the Macarena flap demands.
Upgrade 3, the exhaust flap, repositioned, less inclined, passing in front of the wing support, directing exhaust gases, hot, fast, energized, toward the underside of the rear wing main plane, boosting downforce, cleaning the Coke bottle zone, and doing it through a loophole in the 2026 regulations that Ferrari's aerodynamicists found before anyone else even thought to look. But that was just the start. You might think 7 upgrades equals 7 individual improvements. That's not how Ferrari thinks, because upgrades 4, 5, 6, and 7 don't work alone. They work as a system, each one designed to feed the next, to protect what came before it, and to solve a problem the others create. Upgrade 4, curled diffuser strakes. The bottom edge of the strakes now curls downward, combined with a new slot cut into the diffuser sidewall, what engineers call a mouse hole. The underfloor becomes a sealed, aggressive downforce machine, protected from the turbulent air that spins off the rear tires. Upgrade 5, the wing support extended to the rear impact structure, every millimeter, all the way back. This was only possible because Ferrari placed their differential 60 millimeters rearward, the maximum allowed. Most rivals can't do this, their architecture won't allow it. And here's where the story twists. Ferrari isn't just building a faster car, they're building a car that is architecturally impossible to copy. McLaren technical director Marshall Roberts said it himself, directly, on record. Some things are closed to you, others remain open, and some are limited by the changes you would have to make to the car's architecture or by certain aspects related to the engine. And then, perhaps more telling, he added this. One thing is copying, another is trying to understand how something works or what the other team is achieving. That is where the difficulty lies, because you can copy what others have, but you do not actually have their knowledge. That is not a competitor brushing Ferrari off. That is one of Formula One's most respected engineers admitting he cannot fully decode what Maranello has built. Now add upgrades 6 and 7. The taller inner vane on the wakeboard, the vertical wall between the rear tire and the floor, Ferrari raised it. A simple change on paper, but in practice, it generates a stronger vortex barrier, keeping contaminated tire air away from the underfloor edge. Ground effect downforce increases across the entire floor as a result. And the vane on the end plate,
more angular geometry, a redesigned actuator position, and a mysterious small vertical element above the second movable flap whose aerodynamic function Ferrari has not officially explained. Analysts are still speculating. That's exactly where Ferrari wants them. Here's what 7 upgrades working as one system actually means in the real world. The Macarena Wing alone, when conditions allow, is worth approximately 5 kilometers per hour of top speed. On a circuit like Monza, Baku, or Spa, that is the difference between defending and overtaking, between P3 and P1. But Ferrari is currently 45 points behind Mercedes after 3 rounds. The upgrades are being tested, refined. The Macarena Wing was shelved after China when a synchronization issue between the front and rear flaps created instability. Lewis Hamilton spun in FP1. The rear flaps rotate 270 degrees. They close slower than the front ones, and the 0.04 second FIA closing limit left no room for error. Ferrari's engineers went back to Maranello and rebuilt the actuator from scratch. That is consequence number 1. Time. Every race without the Macarena Wing is a race Mercedes bank points. Consequence number 2, rivals are accelerating. Red Bull has already produced their own interpretation, a more conservative 110-degree rotation, lower risk, faster to deploy. McLaren is reported to be developing theirs. The window Ferrari has to exploit this advantage is closing. Consequence number 3, and the most dangerous one, the SF26's power engine is still running close to its 2025 specification. No new internal combustion engine before mid-July. The car's aerodynamics are ahead of its engine, and in Formula One, the fastest chassis without the fastest engine is always a near miss. This isn't just a race anymore, it's a warning.
Scenario 1. Miami works. The Macarena Wing runs clean. The full 7 upgrade package fires. Ferrari finds 0.2 seconds overnight, and Hamilton and Leclerc line up on the front row. The paddock stops talking and starts copying, but it's already too late. Scenario 2. The wing fails again. A mechanical fault, a balance issue, another Friday spin, and Mercedes, watching calmly from the pit wall, adds another 43 points to their lead. Ferrari's gamble, the most technically ambitious package of the modern era, becomes the story of what could have been. Scenario 3. Ferrari doesn't need Miami to go perfectly, they need it to go well enough, because the engine upgrade arrives in July. The aero is already there, and when the two come together, the car Rob Marshall calls architecturally impossible to copy, with a power unit finally matching its chassis. The second half of this season belongs to Maranello. Dynasties don't fall in one race, but they begin with one upgrade package. 7 upgrades, a paddock that cannot decode them, and a Macarena Wing that the entire field is racing to replicate. But here's what nobody is asking. What does Ferrari have planned after Miami? Because this package, the floor, the pylons, the exhaust flap, the curled strakes, the extended wing support, the wakeboard vane, the end plate, this is only the beginning. And if McLaren's technical director is already admitting he doesn't fully understand it, imagine what Ferrari isn't showing yet. If you made it this far, you already know this season isn't about who's fastest, it's about who survives the engineering war. So tell me, is Ferrari building the most misunderstood car in Formula One history? Drop your prediction below and subscribe to F1 today because the next chapter starts at Turn 1 in Miami.